Hello and welcome to Clearing COVID. You're probably here because somebody cares, sent you here, and they're not looking to change you. That's the big deal. Think of COVID in a 3D reality, not looking to change anything about that. This isn't a medical video. This isn't a health video. There is zero conversation about what's going on with COVID in the 3D reality, which is where you'd have your virus, your vaccines, your face mask, all that stuff. 3D reality. This video has zero to do about that and everything to do with what's happening in the 5D reality. So a little bit about me. I developed a technology called vibration shift that uses this thing called a warp gate. That's basically a program in the superconscious that your unconscious can go and run at extremely fast speeds. I did it out of a personal need of having a shattered mind, having to heal a lot of parts at the exact same time for my own sanity, for my own health. And it's really good at going really deep into deep childhood stuff, deep unconscious programs, and you need to use your unconscious to change your unconscious. Your unconscious is operating at about 400,000 bits per second. Your conscious mind, 7 to 9. And you compare the two, it's like trying to fight a gorilla when you're changing something really deep. So the vibration shift technology is great at going really deep, but it's also great at going really wide. Now, COVID is not a really deep energetic problem. However, it's a pandemic. It's everywhere. Everybody is hooked into it. And it's reinforcing a pattern that when we come in as physical beings, like we're beings of light coming into a physical reality, and we kind of learn this thing of like energetically chaining other people. When you can think of it, there's not just a single chain. It's all the different ways in which we kind of energetically connect with another person, but in a chain kind of way to where we hook into them. And unfortunately, it's two-way. So if we hook into them, we're kind of figuring out, hey, what are you all doing over there, right? As opposed to like a being of light where you just beam, hey, I'm going to beam out love to you, and I'm going to receive your love to me. And there's no chain locking it. It's like you learn to chain another person, kind of like, okay, what are they doing? Are they moving away from me and moving to me? But the thing is, it's two-way. So I get scared, I send it down the chain to them, and they feel scared. They get scared, they send it down to me. So it's kind of this two-way street. And we're already doing this. We already came in doing it, but with COVID and this pandemic, now we're super chaining everybody. And we're freaking out because there's always you can be on one side of the fence and the other side of the fence. It doesn't matter. Even if you're with people that you agree with, you're still energetically chaining them. They get scared about something, you're going to get that fear. And then obviously the people that you're kind of, in conflict with, have different points of view. You're going to chain them and they're going to be pulling you this way. You're going to be pulling them that way. And it's this huge energetic battle, and it's global. It's a pandemic. It's everywhere. It's something we already do. That chaining is not new. But now it's getting, exacerbated because everyone's doing it. It's so easy to hook into, like, oh yeah, they're doing it that way. They're doing it that way. So what this is about is unhooking those energetic chains, because you're not supposed to be energetic chaining. So it gives you kind of an introduction to what vibration shifts can do, but it also just takes out a lot of that kind of angst, to where you can just have that love that you have for the people in your life, even if you might believe differently. And this video is not to change any of those beliefs, but to change how we're energetically hooking in, to where we're just being love, receive love, and not energetically chain into each other. Also, another part of it is going to be clearing COVID in the 5D realm, to where if enough of us are able to kind of uncreate COVID in the 5D realm, we could experience a miracle here in the 3D realm, to where COVID disappears. Like I said, we're not changing anything of what you do in the 3D realm and how you protect yourself. That's for you to do, you to figure out. This video doesn't change anything, but it's to go into the 5D realm, to where you're going to be able to run this with your being of lightness, connecting to these programs to uncreate that in the 5D reality, which then hopefully we receive the miracle here. It's like if anybody had a magic button, just press it of, hey, COVID disappears. I'm sure we'd all press that button. No matter what we believe about it, you'd be like, yeah, let's press it. Let's get it gone. So that's what this site here is for. Obviously, you don't have to opt into anything. All the videos are going to be here. The first one, we're going to install the release warp gate, because that's the one we're going to kind of start releasing some of these energetic chains and just bring that love back and just release how we're energetically hooking into other people. And it will be in relation to COVID, but it's not specific, that like we're just energetic chains and there's this mass field of COVID chains. We're just going to start clearing that on a, it's kind of a superficial level. It's extremely deep. It's really powerful energy work. We're not going deep into like core childhood issues because COVID's not that old. You know, we didn't grow up with, you know, this COVID pandemic. It's just happened. So it's kind of a surface condition, but yet it's global. It's everywhere. So let's get unhooked from that to where we can get some peace, get more love in our hearts. So that's the first one. The release work is going to be doing that. It's very simple to install. There's nothing you really need to know how to do. Small little visualization, takes less than 5 minutes. You'll see the video there. And then we're going to just walk through kind of clearing all the people and the ways in which we energetically chained to give us a ton of peace and send them a ton of peace. So it's really awesome. And then we're going to do another work gate, which will be the clearing COVID one, which is going to be using that to kind of really pull COVID out of the 5D, but also give you something to do when you get activated, when you get upset, whatever the trigger is. Like, you know, you see somebody with a mask and it reminds you, you can clear. You see somebody without a mask, it reminds you, you could clear. So anything like that just helps you kind of reclaim your center of like, hey, I'm a being of light, and I'm also putting my intention of like, this goes, that this whole COVID reality goes away. We experience a miracle here on this whole planet, and it goes. And we're going to do our little part for that, but it's a big part. So those are going to be 2 warp gates. It's very simple to do. Then there will also be, and often if you want to be reminded, it's really good to do the release warp gate probably every 3, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, and kind of keeping that schedule, because it's not going deep to remove the core of why we energetically chain, but it does remove the current level of chain, so you have more peace in your life, and you're just like, man, this world is hard enough, this pandemic's hard enough, let's make it easier for us and everybody else. So I invite you to jump into the videos. Also, if there's someone else that you would like to have this and experience this, share it with them. Like I said, and I told you in the video, I'm not trying to change your beliefs in any way, shape, or form about 3D reality of COVID. That's for everyone to figure out. Medical, none of that. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about health. I'm making no medical claims. None of that. It's not going to do anything. 3D, we're not worried about that. We're just dealing with an energetic 5D realm. So there's somebody else that you know that, hey, they might want to have some freedom in that area, send them this page. I probably don't say put it on social media because that's such a hot place and it's such a hot topic. It's just directly send them a message of, hey, I think you might like this, or an email, because I wouldn't want, you know, accounts get shut down for whatever reason because it's just such a hot topic. But let's get some peace around this. That's what the purpose of this is, to get a little more love, a little more peace, and also uncreate it in the 5D so we get ourselves a miracle. So we bring forth a miracle because we need one, and it'd be awesome. So until we talk again, have a blessed day or a blessed night.